Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to show the Fender Showman amp as being a clean pedal platform. And I actually have this set up with two Fender Showman amps running in stereo. This is the rig I use for my band Arcane Lullaby, and it gives a really full sound. When we play with a live drummer, I put one amp next to me and the other amp on the other side of the drummer, and it really fills out the sound, especially since it's just me on guitar, a bassist, a singer, and a drummer. I'm going to show my setup here, and the amp on the left is a 1965 blackface Fender Showman, and technically it should be called the Dual Showman because it has the 4 ohm transformer. On the amp on the right is a 1967 Dual Showman amp. It too has the 4 ohm transformer. They sound very similar. They've both been serviced. They do have different speakers. The speaker on the left is a Jensen Tornado Classic 100. The speaker on the right is a Jensen Blackbird 100 Alnico speaker. And just using the different speakers changes the sound a lot. But having two different speakers also at the same time gives a richer, fuller, more complex tone, and I feel like these two speakers complement each other very well. So I'm gonna just show you some clean sounds, some dirty sounds, sounds with effects, without effects, one amp, the other amp. Right now it's both amps, and I'll show you the guitar. Here is a Warmoth Parts Caster, Black Limba body. I have a GFS Mean 90 in the neck, and a Seymour Duncan Custom 5 humbucker in the bridge. Roasted maple neck with rosewood fretboard. And this is actually a 24-inch scale neck. It's a Jaguar neck by Warmoth, and a 7/8 Warmoth body. Okay, so here is the totally clean tone, no effects, with the neck P90 pickup. Middle position. Bridge position. Middle position. Bridge, neck position. Okay, totally dry. So I'm just going to put on a little plate reverb with the UAFX Golden plate. Here's a longer, more intense hall reverb. I use that for more kind of ambient songs. Here I'm going to go back to the plate. And before I go into the dirt, I'm going to show you just some other things to do for clean sounds. Although this is a wonderful sound as it is, just a little bit of reverb. Sometimes I use this Kingsley Squire BF, which stands for blackface. This is a blackface preamp circuit. I know this is a blackface amp, so I might have that there, but it just gives it a little bit more of a scoop and more of a shimmer. So here's an example of what that can do for my clean tone. It's off right now, so this is. Here's with it on. Just gives it a little bit more sparkle. What it does is it's scooping for sure, but it has a really lovely top end and a really lovely low end, scooping the mids out. But it's good for certain songs. Then I also have a delay here on the UAFX Starlight. This is it's a, what do they call it? The precision mode. And that's also set to ping pong, and I've got some modulation on it. So that's going to add some more depth to this sound. And then for that song in particular, I also add even more modulation. Got this TC Electronic stereo chorus flanger pedal, and this gives me a really thick sound here, or a really rich sound, I should say, not thick, rich. Okay, so that's showing off some of my clean sounds. Also, you know, I throw in this hot for flanger, even more modulation. It seems like it's going a little over the top, but sometimes it actually works with all these effects layered. That might be a little bit too spiky in the high end, so I might try it without the Squier BF. Okay, so I'll show you one more clean tone. This is another multiple modulation sound I have where I use this. It's a clone of a Neutron Phaser 2. So on this song, I use it for this. And in the room right now, this is not too loud. I mean, yes, these are loud. They can get very loud. They're 85 watts each, tube watts, huge transformers, super beefy sound. But I have them both on 2, and 1 is actually 0. You put the knob to 1, that's actually 0. So 2 is, you know, not a high setting, but it's enough to get a nice juicy tone. Between 1 and 2, which is actually technically somewhere between 0 and 1, it can be a little bit anemic, but you just hit this little spot at 2, and it sounds just right. And you don't need to be loud to get to deliver the goods, as they say. Well, actually, I shouldn't say. Sometimes people say deliver the goods when they're talking about getting some breakup in overdrive. So it's not delivering those goods, but it's delivering the goods of some punchy, full, clean tones. And you might notice also that I have these amps plugged into the normal channel. The normal channel is punchier and fuller than the vibrato channel, which has a slightly attenuated output, and it's a slightly different, it's a softer tone. It has to do with the vibrato circuit, or tremolo, as people say. It does say vibrato there, though. Okay, So, yeah, I'm not going to show you all the pedals. Although, since I mentioned vibrato, this is a cool thing. I put on the long reverb, and I have this Tonezar stereo power glide trim, and it can act as a trim and a panner. So I have it kind of in between trim and panning right now. And it might not come through on this recording because I'm just using the speaker, the microphone on my iPhone. But anyway, this is a cool trim. That's a slow setting, and I'm going to go fast. It has go much slower, much faster. That's a cool trim, and it's really full sound with the stereo pan. This also is a really cool trim. This is a Love Pedal Babyface, and I have it set to a really fast, choppy setting. Actually, I rarely use that one clean. That one I use when I'm doing leads and want to do something freaky with the leads. I'll show you that later, maybe. Okay, so that's the clean tones. Also, I should have had this earlier. I love the Compadre as a nice analog compressor. I have it to studio mode. Usually, I wasn't using it just now, but I do usually use it when I'm doing clean stuff. In order not to bore you, I'm going to move on to the dirty sounds. So here we go. Put that reverb back on. And so here's the Kingsley Minstrel. These Kingsley pedals are all tube pedals. They have tubes running at full voltage. And this one's the Minstrel V3, and it can get from kind of how hard you pick, you get something different out of. So here's you can pick softly and it sounds clean. Then I'm gonna dig in a little bit. This is a clone of a Naga Viper silicon treble booster, which is based off of Rangemaster. And when I put that in front of the Minstrel, it really gives it some juice. So without it, when I add it in, yeah, I love that. And actually, when you engage I'm gonna have to go around this. That with the wah and a little delay gets some really cool sounds. So that's the Minstrel, and pushing the Minstrel and using the Minstrel with other stuff. Really cool pedal. Oh, and I should show you, it has a more button. So here, more, you get more gain. Really lovely pedal. Okay, next I'm going to show you the Mason. A little bit thicker, and I'm going to switch over to the humbucker now here. Actually, you know what? I'll start with the pickup a bit on the neck pickup. Just so you can hear how it compares to the Minstrel. Now I'm going to go to the bridge pickup. Just really fat and thick and juicy. Oh, I have that little too much treble there. I usually have it lower like that. Yeah, so really cool pedal, nice and thick and juicy. I'll do it compared to this one now. And now the Harlot. The Harlot is a version 1 Harlot, and this thing is just, well, here, let's compare it. I have it on the highest gain setting right now. There's a 3-way gain switch. Way more compressed and saturated, but really lovely. And I'm not that loud. I mean, I'm here, I've got an apartment, I've got neighbors, never had a problem with people complaining, and it sounds fantastic in here. So you get this kind of tube amp breakup in overdrive at a reasonable level without having to crank the amps to 6 or 10 like I did on my other videos, just to show what that can do. But these amps are on 2 and totally reasonable volume using these tube pedals for the overdrives. Okay, and I'm going to show you the difference between these two amps, and basically, really because the amps are so similar, I'm going to be showing you the difference between the 2 speakers. So here's, I'm going to turn off. I'm putting this one on standby right now. This one's standby. We're listening to this one. Okay, so here. I don't know what I'm playing. Okay, that's the one with the Jensen Tornado Classic 100. And I'm going to switch over to this one. Has the Jensen Blackbird 100. Both of them together. use dirt to compare the two speakers is because you really hear the difference between speakers the best when you're using an overdrive or distortion, I find. But just to, maybe I'll prove myself wrong, I will go to a clean sound and we'll compare the two amps / speakers. So this again is both of them. Okay, now I'm gonna bypass this one, so now we're just listening to this one, the Blackbird. Bypass this one, and we're going to just listen to the Tornado Classic. So I don't know, they definitely sound different, and I love the way they sound together, as I said before. Yeah, so that's basically it. Just in case any of you are wondering, there's one pedal I haven't used yet here, and that's this Sub-Decay Proteus. It's a basically an envelope filter. I love it with a little delay. Let's turn the reverb off. Actually, I do use it on one of my songs. Although I didn't use that pedal on that song on the album, I do use it live. Okay. Yeah, so there you have it. Fender Showman amps as clean pedal platforms. You don't need to use two. I just have two because I like to have a stereo rig. They sound great one at a time, or just having one. And again, I know they're capable of being super loud amps. They're 85 watts, but you don't have to crank them. They sound lovely at low volumes. As well, that's just my opinion. If you feel they sound lovely here, I'm telling you to trust me that this is a low volume. You might not like this tone. This is just kind of the sound that works for me. Okay, I hope that was helpful and informative. If you want to see my other videos where I crank these amps, well, just this one and another Showman at my friend's house, I have those up online too. Let's hear what those sound like. Completely no effects, just cranked up, which is glorious as well, but just ungodly loud, like 120 decibels loud with no other instruments going on. So that's really loud. I don't have well, my decibel meter is on the phone that I'm using to record this, so, and I don't have one in the room. So I don't know how many decibels this is, but I will look it up when I get off and put it in the comments. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Oh, and please, if you like my videos, please subscribe. It helps, it helps me, and it helps you to get informed of new things coming when I post new videos. So yeah, please subscribe and like and share, and thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful or enjoyable, or both.